And I think we're live. Tell me in the comments if we're live. Is this tie straight? Because, sometimes you wake up in the morning, put your tie on, and all of a sudden you realize it's not straight. Goodness. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Do you know what I can't stand? I've had it with people that slurp. Have you ever come across people that do that? It's the most annoying thing, honestly, really. Guys, please tell me in the comments below if we are live. I can't even tell because, that's the difference between TikTok and Facebook. That is the difference right there. Good morning. Does it sound good? Tell me if it sounds good. Good morning, my motivational speaker. You're very kind. You're very kind. Thank you so much. Let me just see what you guys are saying here. Sounds clear. Those are the words I want to hear. Sounds clear. Those are the words I want to hear. I'm rhyming. Those are bars. I should be on the road with Run DMC in them. Instead, I'm stuck here at Simoson Building with bus drivers. All right, here we go. Guys, please jump on and let's have a conversation. It's a beautiful, can you believe it's Friday already? Can you believe that? Because just the other day, I kid you not, seems to me like just the other day, it was Monday, and then boom, here we are, it's Friday. I've come to discover the older I get, the quicker the days go. And there's a reason for that. Because there are fewer days ahead of me than there are behind me. And so every moment, every day has to be savored. You know the word savored? It has to be enjoyed to the zenith. So here it is. My favorite day of the week is Friday. Is it really? People have different days. My favorite day of the week is Monday. And let me tell you why. Let me explain this. The reason I love Mondays is because Mondays speak of a new beginning. Everything's brand new. It all starts again. It's like go back to default, what do you call it? Default settings. Like, you start again. I love that concept. I do. Guys, do me a favor. First of all, thank you for tuning in, whoever you are. Wherever you're watching me from, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. Guys, share this live, will you? If you could share the live and see if we can have a conversation around this topic, which, and I think this is a very important topic. I do. Forgive me. I prefer my sleeves. I prefer folding my sleeves like this. It makes me feel less restricted. Let's just put it that way. Watching from Lusaka. Thank you so much. Guys, Binwel Mpundu, as many of you know, has ignited a very, very important conversation. The issue of gun control, firearms, that is a very contentious issue in many countries all over the world. I remember in the United Kingdom, I didn't spend a lot of time in the UK. I've been there a few times. I'm not sure what it's like now, but when I used to visit the UK, police officers never had guns because the British government at that time felt that if the police are armed, it means the public will be armed. And so consequently, you'll have this issue of gunfire and gun exchange. So in England, there was a time the police officers didn't have guns. I'm not sure if it's changed now. If it has, please tell me in the comments. But that was a reality. And in America, as you know, gun control, the issue surrounding firearms and the right to bear arms is a very politically charged, contentious issue. This is the reason when here in Zambia, where we currently do not have a gun culture, hear me, as we speak right now in 2025, yes, you can buy a gun. Yes, there are people that have guns, but by and large, we don't really have a huge gun culture. Every so often, you will hear that someone shot someone, but it's not the norm. It's not an everyday occurrence. Very different from America. In America, that's all you hear all day, every day. So-and-so shot this person. A police officer was shot. A police officer shot someone else. My point is, currently, Zambia doesn't have a gun culture, even though people have access to guns. Therefore, when Binwe Mpundu encouraged his cadres to arm themselves, essentially that was a call to arms, because Binwe, in his mind, felt that because they were being threatened, in Binwe's mind and his reasoning, his line of logic is, no, if these cadres are attacking us, so we should retaliate. We should arm ourselves. When you begin to foster that idea, when you mix guns with politics, when you foster the idea that your opponents should be met head on with an equal exchange of gunfire. Let's say, for example, the UPND are attacking the PF. What Binwe Mpundu is saying, no, if we were to attack, let's buy guns so that when they do attack us, we shoot them. That's what Binwe Mpundu is saying. Now, let me digress here for a moment and caution the current administration. Now, let's not lose sight of the fact that we still have cadres. Cadres still exist, but they don't exist at the level at which they existed in the PF. Let's be clear. And that was because of one word that HH spoke: no cadreism. Walungu was different. Walungu feared cadres. Walungu felt that if he spoke against the cadres, if he limited their power, if he stifled their assertion, Walungu felt that he would lose support from the grassroots. The moment HH was ushered into office, one of the first things he dealt with was cadreism, because he not only bore the brunt and felt the stinging end of cadreism while he was a member of the opposition. Not only did he experience violence under this Kada culture that the PF had created, he knew the consequences of continuing that type of legacy in his administration. And you must understand, there was a lot of pushback in the very beginning. Because, you know, when the UPND first won, the UPND felt, okay, let's do what the PF used to do. Let's take over everything that the PF took over. Let's continue from where the PF left off. HH went through great pains to explain to his party, look, we don't need lawlessness. We don't. We need order. And we're not going to foster this idea of cadreism that runs amok and threatens the peace and the sanctity of our people. Still, notwithstanding, we still do have cadres, yes, admittedly. But brothers and sisters, they do not exist at the level at which they existed during the PF. That is a fact. So now, Binwe has ignited, as I was saying, a very important conversation. Gun control, a call to arms. What Binwe Mpundu actually said, and what he actually implied, was that when you feel threatened in a political environment, buy a gun so that you protect yourself. Now, very different Because I know many of you, Binwell did it himself. He made reference to a video clip that showed HH when he was a member of the opposition before he became president. HH was very clear in that video. He was simply saying, protect yourself. HH didn't say buy guns. He said, protect yourself against violence, because nobody has the right, no one has the right to maim you. No one has the right to disable you. No one has the right to pull out your eye or to cut your arm off and to break your legs. In the name of politics, no one has that right. That was HH's message. HH did not say, did not imply, did not insinuate that buy guns. That is a call to arms, and it is a recipe for disaster. It creates political angst, and inadvertently, it would create political violence that would be taken up to the next level. Bane, understand this. And this is what I was saying to Binwell, because he made a comment on my page and I responded. When you add guns to politics and you fire a gun in a politically charged environment, and that bullet hits someone in the crowd, that bullet that you've discharged from your gun hits your political opponent in the head, he dies. Bwana, you're going. Bala kukusa, you are going to prison. Do you understand that? Tell me in the comments below if that resonates with you. Mwebale munakwati issue ya mfuti ya kuangalirako. For those of you that think that the issue of calling, especially a public official, I said this yesterday, I'll say it again today. Please forgive my repetitiveness, but it bears repeating. It's necessary to say again. When a public official, an elected public official, encourages followers, encourages cadres to arm themselves to the hilt in an effort to protect themselves against political opponents, and you discharge that firearm and that bullet hits your opponent and then he dies, Bwana wakakukusa, you're going to prison for the rest of your life for murder. And for what? Because no, so that FIFMA UPND cadres fianga fiaisa fidia kufikisa shani kufikisa clear. That is the message you are sending to your followers. And you must understand, our people are very simplistic. The average Zambian, extremely simplistic, prone to be misled. This is the reason you as a leader, the words that come out of your mouth, when you say, HH said, Bane mama PF cadres bachiramu, protect yourselves. But he also qualified it by saying the police should protect citizens. What is different with what Binwell Mpundu said was, Binwell said, no, in a political environment, let us buy guns so that we protect ourselves against these thugs. Yes, thuggery is there and the police have to do their job. And my police, don't be selective. Whether it's a UPND, PF, MMD, if they are breaking the law, take them to task. Throw them away. Throw away the key. Lock them up. Get rid of those chaps. We don't need them in this society. Whether it's UPND, cadres, PF, cadres, MMD, UNIP. Okay, well, UNIP vafumiepo. Tabaripo. But if these cadres are running amok, going astray, causing civil unrest, take them to task. Get rid of them. We don't need them. But police, don't be selective. Do not be selective. Do it. Do the job you are tasked to do. But aside from that, Political leaders should not encourage their followers, their cadres, to take up arms in a politically charged environment. Because what's going to start happening, brothers and sisters, when you hold rallies, people will be going there with guns. You go to a political rally, name footy. For what? For what? We don't need that. Let us disagree without being violently disagreeable. Virtually. So in my view, Binwe Mpundu has erred. He's made a mistake. As a leader, an elected official, you should not make those pronouncements. You should not encourage your followers to take up arms in a politically charged environment. No. And in any case, if Binwe Mpundu encourages you as a Kada to buy a gun, and you shoot at a UPND Kada who's coming towards you because he wants to punch you in the face, or vice versa. If a UPND Kada is brandishing a gun and a PF thug tries to punch him and that UPND Kada shoots the thug in the face, you think Binwe Mpundu will come to your rescue? You think Given Lubinda will come to your rescue? You are truly on your own. That is murder, as we say in Zambia. Murder. Murder. Bwana ngani murder. Baka kukusa. And you are going. And we will forget about you. You'll be there for 10. The moment you start serving your 15, 20 years life sentence, whatever it is, whatever the judge gives you, within 6 months, we won't even remember your name. Binwe Mpundu, all of these chaps, naba UPND bene, when you commit such crime, they won't even remember your name. So don't listen to these politicians when they tell you, take up arms so that you can discharge them in a political environment. That's nonsense. Protect yourself, yes, but don't be unwise. Don't place yourself in harm's way for political expedience. Don't do that. That's nonsense. You have a family to think of. You have a wife, children, a community to worry about, and the like. Don't be foolish. It's a serious case, but sometimes mlanjipaya. So Binwe what you have done, Binwe, listen, you are mwaichipali nebo, so I can say iwe uri mwaichipali nebo. What you have done, Binwe, is that you have ignited a very important conversation. Gun culture in a political environment should not be encouraged. That one should be shunned. We are not going to go down that way. No. That almost started happening within the PF. That was where we were going. Gun culture was starting to germinate in the PF. Those cadres. You see, let me explain what was going to happen. You see, under Edgar Lungu, there was a growing militia. This is the reason Hakainde Hichilema saw the danger of allowing cadres to have their own constituency. It's a very big, dangerous thing. Walungu, in his time, he didn't know this. He didn't realize this. But there was a growing militia within the PF, led by PF cadres. And they were very slowly beginning to arm themselves. They would have become so powerful that at some stage, they were going to demand a seat at the table of power. Are you listening to me? Listen to me. That was where we were headed. They would have become so powerful This is the reason they were using words like commander. Commander. There was this false sense that these commanders were loyal to Balungu, when the truth is there would have come a time where these commanders commanded so many young people that were under their influence, so much so that they would have said, Balungu, Ababantu, I've got 100,000 youth that listen to me. I want a seat at the table of power as a commander of these youth. That was where we were going. That was what was going to happen. Balungu would not have handled that. He didn't have the capability. He didn't have the wherewithal. He didn't have the dexterity. He didn't have the gumption to stand up against cadarism because he was afraid that he would lose grassroots support. That is how dangerous cadarism was. And that is how dangerous it would have been had cadres been allowed to continue, and they were starting to arm themselves. Cadres were beginning to walk around with guns and machine guns, and then before you know it, would have had a gun culture. That should not be allowed. So when a political leader, an elected public official, is saying, arm yourselves, you haven't done the right thing. Been well. You are biting off more than you can chew. And you know it. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Thanks for watching. And have a good one. Bye.